I, I don't know. I don't know why this is the video that has the most views on my channel, even though I've spent 3 times as many hours on many other videos. The YouTube algorithm works in mysterious ways. Right, well, I'll just try my best to make this video with a similar format to part 1, and I'll try my best to not sound half dead when doing the commentary, hopefully. So let's just get to it. If you guys enjoy this video and you want to see more, let me know in the comments, and since there is practically an infinite number of routes on the map, I might end up making this a weekly thing and do other maps in the game, like the canyon or the cave maps, not just the forest. Anyways, let's get going. So just like part 1, I'll be doing beginner routes, then to intermediate, and then to expert. If you want to skip a level, here are the timestamps. Also, if you want to practice as a non-lava monkey, which is what I recommend doing, just queue for casual on the monkey computer, or just simply turn off your internet connection and you'll not get tagged immediately as soon as you leave the spawn tree. Now then, first of all, beginner routes. They should be doable when you log into the game for the first time. You might be wondering which way is the best way to move around the map, but there really isn't one. All you want to make sure is that you stay close to the ground as possible, so you keep heading forwards more so than upwards. If you keep bouncing up, you're just going to get tagged very early on in the round. Having said that, as a non-lava monkey, you really want to avoid staying on the ground level of the map in general, otherwise the lava monkeys with their speed boost will get you pretty much instantly. So here are some routes to get you off the ground quickly. So here's a one you've probably tried if you just began the game. Even I did it when I first started the game and I struggled. But one thing I didn't know at the time was that you can actually just propel yourself upwards using this middle bit here. So you can go inside the treehouse or on top of it, but once you're here you can go pretty much anywhere. So you can hop into this branch here and head over towards the walls, and then from the walls you can head up onto this plank here. And before you know it, you're off the ground. So yeah, pretty useful. Let's head to the next one. So if you watch my videos, you'll see me use these support columns to get around, to get off the ground quickly, but I really don't see many players use it except for myself. But it's quite useful. You can go off the ground quick onto this tree, then you can go onto this tree here, jump onto this branch, and yeah, I mean, you don't have to use that one either. You can use any of the 4 supporting columns. You can use this one, going up, and then bounce off the wall, and then onto this tree here. So yeah, pretty useful. If you want to confuse your chaser, you can use this and they'll be dumbfounded. Okay, so this next one isn't really a route, it's more of a guide and advice. If you're getting chased and you're on the floor for whatever reason, what you can do is to go to the nearest tree and just, you don't have to climb up it, just jump up and push off it. At least that way you'll be away from the enemy somewhat, and if you're lucky you'll land on a branch that you can maneuver around. Alright, that's it for beginner ones. Let's move on to intermediate. So at this level you should be somewhat comfortable with wall climbing and wall running, and you obviously don't abuse it. You also don't need to take a small break every time you jump from branch to branch. Now in my last video I showed a route where you go from here up to the bridge, but recently what I've been doing instead is, instead of going straight to the bridge, I go to this branch here and I use this tree to bounce off of onto this branch and then onto the platforms. So now you've got a whole lot of options you can choose from. It's just up to you where to go. This next route is yet another treehouse one, but much more difficult to do. But because it's more difficult, you're more likely to escape lava monkeys. So what you're going to want to do is to hook climb, or even just push up from this tree and onto this branch. Then from this branch you can jump straight onto the treehouse, or if need be you can just jump onto this branch, and from here you can go wherever you want, whether it be planks or walls. Now this next one is another one I use all the time in my videos, and it's gotten me out of tough situations pretty much all the time. So for this one you'll need to wall climb a bit and then jump off the wall onto a branch. It doesn't really matter which branch, it can just be anywhere near here, and you can make yourself up to planks. It's simple but effective. Now for the expert routes. As an expert you should be able to wall climb, wall run and branch hop with little to no issues whatsoever. You pretty much understand all the mechanics of the game, and there is no point of you watching this video whatsoever. What on earth are you doing? So for a minute we're just going to focus on the spawn tree. Not a route in particular, but the many ways you can use to get on top of the tree. This tree has many angles you can use to climb up on. Of course, you can go up the way you're supposed to, up on the ramp, but you can also hood climb and even wall climb up the tree from pretty much any angle. For example, like here. Or even here. You can just be creative and find your own way. It's really not that hard. So for the last and final route, you've probably seen and done it yourself, is this one right under the ramp. Climb up the support columns and then grab this to climb onto the platforms, and there you go. So that's it for part 2. If you haven't watched part 1 yet, I highly suggest doing so. If you want me to create weekly videos on Gorilla Tag routes, just let me know and I'll be more than happy to. If you have any issues, feel free to join my Discord, the link will be in the description obviously. Now, as I said earlier, there is practically an infinite number of routes you can take in this game. You just have to experiment and find them yourself and choose which ones best suit you. I hope this was useful to at least some of you. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.